How would you explain blockchain and crypto to someone who knows nothing about it? So you were a communicator for a long time on TV. How would you explain this phenomenon to someone who has no exposure whatsoever?
I'm happy you asked. I'm happy to do it, and it's what I love doing. And by the way, at Decrypt, that's what we really aim to do, is explain these concepts to a layperson. Because, David, as we've been discussing, there are more crypto-curious people than ever before. And their understanding level is at a 0, and they want to take it to a 1, right? So the answer is, I say, when it comes to Bitcoin, it is a digital asset. I don't even like to say cryptocurrency these days. I think it's become a little bit of a misnomer because people aren't using it as a currency. And that's what critics point to. They say, well, the original white paper said a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. And I can't really use Bitcoin to buy my cup of coffee in the morning. That's true, but use cases of technology change. I mean, people aren't really using it as cash. They're using it as digital gold to buy and hold as an investment. And in some ways, that makes it not that different from some stocks. I mean, if you believe in Tesla as a company, you believe that Tesla is going to be around for decades and be a successful business, you would buy the stock and leave it alone, hold on to it. And that's what people are generally doing with Bitcoin. Now, to back up even further, I describe blockchain to people who know nothing as a digital ledger, a publicly viewable ledger, just like a paper book that you would record all your checks in, money out, that everyone can see. And it's tamper-proof because it is held up by hundreds of thousands of nodes that all have an equal stake here in keeping the records correct. So there is no one governing party or entity or arbiter that's in control. There's no bank that runs it. And of course, that's the appeal for everyone. Another little analogy I used to make, but of course these days, a lot of people probably don't even understand this one if they're too young to have used the library. But I tell people of a certain age to think of the Bitcoin blockchain as being akin to the little insert in a library card. So not the card you use to take a book out, but if you remember, in the front, there'd be a little sleeve and a card, and it lists everyone who has taken the book out, and the date they checked out the book, and the date they returned it. And the Bitcoin blockchain is like that. Every single Bitcoin transaction, recorded and viewable. And by the way, another thing people don't realize, you can view the Bitcoin blockchain. I mean, it's publicly viewable. You can go to blockchain.info and quite literally see it in real time. And I think that's an easy, free, instant step that a lot of people, once they take it, they get a little more. Oh, wow, there it is. It's right there. Banking systems and records can be very opaque. You can't just view those. But this is public and peer-to-peer and trustless. And it means that there's no one person in charge. Permissionless, I should say.